Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another segment of Hanging with the Boss Lady. I am your host, the Boss Lady herself, Cheryl Jones, aka that little old country girl. How are you doing? I pray that each and every one of you is doing well. As for me, I am doing marvelous, darling. Thank you so much for asking. I am very excited about today's segment because it is filled with information that I believe is going to have a positive impact on many, many lives. I hope you're ready. Okay, let's get started. The name of today's segment is going to be support groups. What, why, and when. I want to start by asking a question. Have you ever felt like you were the only one that is experiencing stress, feelings of isolation and depression, loneliness, desperation? Have you ever felt like you are the only person experiencing a affliction or life-changing disease, and no one in this world is going through or knows or can relate to how you are feeling? Have you ever been the person to take care of a loved one who is experiencing dementia or some sort of sickness or needing to be rehabilitated, and you feel like you are the only one that is helping out your loved one, and you are feeling the pressure just push you down? Have you ever been in a position where it seemed like a substance has taken over and is controlling your thoughts and your emotions, and you don't want to drink anymore, but you can't help yourself, and you don't want to be that person that relies on drugs, any type of drugs, whether it's over the counter or illegally obtained drugs, and you feel like you are the prisoner of these things and no one else but you is going through this, and you can't let anyone know, so you're keeping it all to yourself, and you can feel the anxiety and the pressure, and all of it is just weighing you down. Can you relate to any of those emotions? Well, I want you to know today that as you go through and experience these different things in your life, I want you to know that there is help for you, so you do not have to feel like you are going through these challenges and these experiences alone. Because going through something that is hurtful, that is painful, can make you feel like throwing up your hands, can make you feel isolated, can make you feel depressed, and will make you feel like you want to stop fighting. It will make you feel like there is no hope. So what is the use for me to even continue on? What I want you to know that there is help for you. You do not have to feel like you are going through your struggles and your challenges and your trials alone. I want to talk to you about the help that is available to you. And that help today is in the form of a support group. A support group is something that many people do not look at because they are afraid of the stigma that is attached to being in a support group. Why? I don't know, because a support group is not a negative thing. It is very positive, very helpful, and sometimes very necessary. Let's start by saying what the definition of a support group is. A support group is a gathering of individuals facing a common issue where they share their experiences. Now, when they share these experiences, they offer support, encouragement, and as they offer the support, they themselves receive it in return. Let's just break it down. Let's say you are a first-time mother of twins, and you are so excited and overjoyed at the thought of bringing new life into the world. And this part of you, it's love personified. You can actually look at the love that you have in your heart, and you're holding it in your hands, these two beautiful, beautiful babies. And then comes the diaper changing and the formula feedings and maybe the breastfeedings and the not sleeping at night and the colic and the crying and the pampers and the feeding and the not sleeping at night. And that, along with housework and continuing if you have a job, and all of these different things begin to pile up on you, and you may begin to start feeling overwhelmed. And then they have the postpartum depression, where after you give birth, sometimes your hormones, because it was so out of whack, now you find that you're crying even more after the babies have come than you did with morning sickness and when you were expecting them. And you begin to say, I feel like I'm trapped. I feel like I just want to scream. I feel like I just want to cry. I don't know what to do. Situations like that can best be understood by someone who has given birth to twins and their twins are now grown, or who has recently given birth to twins and is going through the exact same thing that you are going through now. And they can relate to you. And as you begin to sit and talk with each other, the things that you're going through where you felt like no one else in this world is experiencing this but me, when you find out that someone else is experiencing it, you can sit down and tell each other your horror stories, and you can begin to laugh about it. And maybe she has found a way to help with that situation to make it less stressful, and she can share her experiences with you. And when you try it out, you find out that, wow, that worked. And it's a little better. A support group of someone who is going through a situation just like yours can help you get through your situation. And as you share your experience and how you overcame, you can share that with someone else to help them overcome. A support group can give you the help that family members and friends sometimes can't. You can have the closest family in the world, but sometimes your family members cannot relate to what you are experiencing. It could be that maybe you lost a job and your family members have not. It could be that you are experiencing gambling that you just cannot seem to stop. It is on the verge of making you bankrupt, and you are ashamed to let your family know, and they cannot relate to the travesty of the situation and the desperation that you feel and how isolated you feel because they look so negatively on someone who is in the snare of that gambling fever, and they just cannot understand. So you keep it to yourself. But if you was to go to a support group that is called Gamblers Anonymous, where you can sit down with others who have struggled with that gambling obsession and have overcome it, and they can relate to that feeling of desperation and fear and anxiety that engulfs you, and they can help talk you through it and help you find a way to beat that gambling fever. Sometimes your family and your friends just cannot relate to it, but someone in that support group can and will. There are many kinds of support groups, and that is the important thing to know. We experience a lot of different things in our life, and we need to know, I know, you need to know that there is help for you in whatever situation you may find yourself in that you are struggling with. Okay? There are a lot of support groups, and it can help you no matter what. No matter what. Listen to some of the different types of support groups they have. For people who are battling cancer, there is a support group. If you are the caregiver, caretaker of someone who is battling cancer, there's a support group for that. If you are battling alcoholism, there is a support group for that. If you have a spouse or a companion or a sibling or a child that is battling alcoholism, there is a support group for that. If you are battling depression, there is a support group for that. If you are in a relationship with someone who is battling depression, whether it's a spouse or a sibling or your child or just a friend, there is a support group for that. If you are in rehab because of a medical situation and you are finding it difficult to get through that, there's a support group for that. And if you know someone, you're in a relationship with someone, or you are close to someone who is dealing with rehab and they're finding it really hard and you are there to give them support, there is a support group for you as you are supporting someone else. If you are a parent of a wayward child, of a rebellious child, there is a support group for that. If you have recently lost someone, if you are in the grips of bereavement and you are finding it hard to overcome your loss, there is a support group for that. If you have become addicted to a drug, whether it's over the counter or whether it's illegal drugs, there is a support group for that. So that has been the what of a support group. What it is. A support group is something that can help you to get through a struggle or a crisis. Now let's talk about why. Why should you join a support group? The why to joining a support group is because joining a group of individuals that can relate to what you are experiencing or has already been through what you're experiencing now may help you feel less hopeless. It may help you feel less lonely without feeling judged. Now, someone who is in a support group to share their experiences means they've already done this. They have already struggled with it, and they are finding that they're coming out on the other side more improved, okay, feeling more confident that they can survive this thing. And they are not going to look at you in a judgmental way because they have been there. They know all of the feelings. They know the insecurities. They know how you sometimes don't even want to look in the mirror at yourself because you are disappointed with yourself. And they help you by telling you how they themselves went through that and how they overcame that struggle. And they can help you. That is the why of joining a support group. Many people tend to stay to themselves. They don't want people to know about their struggle. But anything that's locked up and kept away and not exposed, not spoken about, not getting it off of them tends to be like a cankerous sore. It just festers and festers to the point where depression begins to set in and you feel like there is no hope. Why am I even bothering to continue going on? And many people unalive themselves because they feel like there's no way out but just to take myself out. My friend, if you are experiencing a struggle, if you are feeling like something you're going through, whatever it is, know that there is help for you. You do not have to go through it alone. Talk to someone. Go to a support group and let yourself unburden in this support group, and you will find that you are not alone. In a support group, you can be open and honest. This atmosphere promotes hope and faith in a positive outcome while suggesting different ways to handle your situation. This also helps to reduce depression, anxiety, and fatigue. Now, fatigue is very important because sometimes just going through your struggle, you just get tired. You just get tired and weary of the struggle, and you just want to give up. Join a support group and just let it go. They will listen and they will encourage you. And now we're going to talk about when. Knowing when to join a support group starts with knowing what type of group you need. Okay? When you feel that this thing that you are going through is getting too much, it's just bogging you down, it's just weighing on you, and you're beginning to just feel too tired to even get up out of bed. Okay, so now you say, okay, I think now's the time. I think I need to go talk to somebody because I just can't do this anymore. It's just too much. It's just too much. And you have to understand that for every struggle that you are facing, there is help for that particular struggle. Support groups come in three major parts. One is mutual support, someone who has experienced what you are now experiencing. There is the 12-step help groups. That's for things that's like on the line of drug dependency. They help you with the 12-step program to help you slowly break away from the dependency on substance. Okay, and then there is the therapy groups. Like if you are, if you are someone who has experienced an accident, or you're going through some health challenge and you need to help get back on your feet, to walk again, to move your hands again, to learn how to speak, to learn how to feed yourself, all of these different things with the therapy groups. There are these 3 groups that you can look into that can help you improve yourself, to help you know that you are not alone. Research each one of these and choose which one you can build off of. All right? Depending on what you're experiencing in your life at the time, there is help for you. Now, I want to end this segment by saying this. Be encouraged. No matter what you are facing, no matter how long you have been facing it, keep the faith in God. Don't lose hope. There was a woman in the Bible who had an issue of blood for 12 long years. She went from physician to physician, and no one could help her. And this continued for 12 years. And I'm sure that there were times that she felt like just giving up, but she did not. She stretched out her faith and she kept seeking help. She didn't stay home. She didn't lock herself away. She kept seeking help. And her faith led her to the one place that she would get the help she needed. She stretched out her faith and touched the hem of Christ's garment, and that healed her from her issue immediately. Immediately. Understand that there is help for you. There is help for you. Pray, trust God, keep the faith, and He will lead you to the place that you need to be. He will lead you to the people that you need to talk to. He will lead you to the group that can help to encourage you, to give you that push, to let you know you are not alone. There are many people in the world that is going through the same exact thing that you are going through. You may not feel like it. You may feel like, yeah, but nobody's going through like this. Yes, they are. Just like you. And understand that when you get together sometimes and you just sit and talk, when you begin to realize, I cannot believe that you're going through the same thing, then it can put a smile on your face and you'll start laughing about it. You'll say, I thought I was the only one. I thought it was just me. Darling, it's not just you. Find a support group and know that you can be encouraged, that you can get through this, that you will be all right. And then you can in turn encourage someone else. I hope that you did enjoy today's segment. And if you did, please leave a comment, hit that like button, and share it as often as you can and to as many as you can. If you have not already done so, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm going to let you get back to the remainder of your day. And I'm going to get back to mine. And until we meet again, may the Lord God bless you real good. Bosslady out.